Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is Gradius 3 and 4 on Sony's PlayStation 2 console. This is a compilation of 2 Gradius games for your powerhouse 32-bit PlayStation 2 console by Konami. And we do have the intro on this video, but I've sped it up like a trillion times. Here it goes. Oh yeah, it's time for seizures. I do have this video at normal speed elsewhere on my channel if you want to watch this DVD style intro, and very nice it is too if you like CG. And here's the title screen. This big Gradius 3. So I love the SNES version of Gradius 3, and this is the arcade version on the PS2. It's a hateful, spiteful game that disrespects you at every opportunity. It makes your mum jokes, and it spits on your grave. I play all my PlayStation 2 games via emulation. I don't actually own a PlayStation 2 console. I buy the discs though. I buy actual physical copies of PlayStation 2 games because I do intend to buy actual hardware someday. But in the meantime, you can use emulators to play your original discs. So this is what I'm doing here. And the benefit of using an emulator over, say, hardware is, well, you don't have to plug in hardware and find a TV. But also, you can run games in higher resolution. And this is what's happening here. So I believe I've set my system to do 4 times resolution. And why I'm mentioning that on a sprite-based game is because on this one in particular, Gradius 3, it screws with the background tiles, which is no good. So, this is Gradius. You get to pick different weapon loadouts. You can edit a weapon loadout, make your own custom one. With Reduce being the preferred shield, I would suggest. But here you can see this is classic Gradius action. Now why does this game hate you so much? I don't know, but it does. It starts firing bullets at you indiscriminately, not based on your power level, it would seem, but based on the fact that humans are ugly, fleshy blobs that need to be eradicated from this universe. The music's cool in here, although I do, to be fair, prefer the SNES soundtrack in some ways. The SNES is missing a lot of these sprites, it has to be said, like these line things don't really appear in the SNES version. This first level is a thin corridor. They up the difficulty straight away by making you go through this thin corridor on low power and then sort of lobbing bipedal robots at you that fire multiple bullets, even when you're at low power. Yes, it's a game for the hardcore Gradius lover, but anyone else, like a casual noob, might want to go for Gradius, the original version, first, before playing this game. And I had played this in the arcade, and back in the day I didn't play it a lot because of its brutal difficulty. But I don't really remember getting past level 2 back in the day. The SNES version is much easier, much more polite, more gentlemanly, and you can make plenty of progress in the SNES version. This one goes on too long, to be honest. Level 3 in here is painful to play. The SNES version gets over and done with much quicker, and is much more fun as a result. There's a 3D into the screen section in the arcade version of Gradius 3, and I haven't got that far yet in the home version because I don't like playing it. I don't like playing Gradius 3 in the arcade. So I'm going to go into Gradius 4 instead, because Gradius 3 is a ball ache. So Gradius 4, now I've never seen this one in the arcade, but apparently it was a sight to behold on a plasma screen. The PlayStation 2 version, I briefly had a PlayStation 2 for about a week. I borrowed one off a mate back in the day, and this is one of the games that was on it that he had, and I remember it being a blurry mess through PlayStation outputs RGB as it was at the time. This version, with its super resi outputs, actually means you can see the detail on the ship rather than just like a white smudge on the screen. They've resized the graphics here. The graphics do feel a bit piddly in comparison. Like your Vic Viper feels like it's been on a diet. It's much slimmer. It's out looking for companionship, so it's working out and powering up rather quickly. It's buff in this version of the game. This is much easier than Gradius 3. Soundtrack is usual Gradius kind of high quality. Tune's not quite as good, I guess, as Gradius 3. When it comes to Gradius 3, I just think about the SNES version, to be honest. These gold blobs probably blew people's minds back in the day, using as it does some sort of cube map technology plus polygon warping and morphing. Ah yes, hello, I'm Mr. Technical here. They're using vertex animation on a spherical piece of geometry and deforming it in the direction of the player. It's a simple effect, but back in the day, mind-blowing to the idiots of the day. A technical guy then, he was getting a bit personal, wasn't he? He ripped into people for whatever reason. Don't know. I'm trying to invite him back. He's going to insult people. Anyway, I've got Ripple Laser here, and it's very smoothly animated, isn't it? And a three-headed dragon, which is of note. Not every day you see a three-headed dragon that then transforms into a three-headed turtle? Tortoise? Turtle? It's a turtle because it's got flippers. I made short work of his face. Just blew it up. It turns into some sort of dragon there. There's lots of polygon kind of morphing and warping, which is either to your taste there isn't. This tune sounds like supermarket shopping music. It's very jolly, isn't it? So yes, this game was a bit of a blurry mess back in the day, because they're kind of leaning into lurid colours and making everything kind of soft and blurry anyway. So having it cleaned up a bit on the emulation is fine. This game is actually alright. It's not exciting, but it is at least playable in that it won't try and destroy your whole life for even attempting to play it the same way Gradius 3 does. It just... after a couple of goes you'll be getting to level 3. Level 3 is a bit of a difficulty spike. You've got like sentient bubbles trying to kill you, which is stressful. So there we go, a compilation of two games, one of which is, I mean, it's nice enough. Gradius 3 I'm talking about here, but it does hate you, and it will always hate you. And Gradius 4, which is, it tolerates you, but it's a bit boring. Yeah, the compilation is probably about 18 to 20 quid when I bought it, which is not super expensive. If you're a bit of a Gradius fanboy and need all of the Gradius games, you can indeed get them all for the PlayStation 2. Because I think they did a Gradius Deluxe pack for the PlayStation 1, which was playable on PlayStation 2. And of course there's Gradius 5, which is the balls. But this one is maybe the biffins? It's not the balls, but it's sort of around the balls area. Okay, I am now talking absolute nonsense. It's alright, it's 20 quid. Probably best to play on emulation before you buy. Download a ROM or something. Gradius 3 is easily playable in the main. So there we go, that's Gradius 3 and 4 on the PlayStation 2. I play it a bit, it's fine. So, alright then. Ta-ra.
Shoot the score.